Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing to you injustice that happens every single day in our court system, in family court. Also, what is that happens when you receive injustice. Yes, everybody, here's some sad stories that I'm going to be showing to you. The first story I'm going to be showing to you is about a father who has been fighting, looks like for over 7 years, spending millions of dollars for the government, for the court, for the family court, not being able to castrate his son, to turn his son into a girl. I'll let you see the video now.
Howdy, I'm Jeff Younger. Some of you may know what's going on with my son at family court. Dallas County judge is trying to castrate my son and turn him into a girl. And I've been fighting for 7 years to stop him from doing it. I spent 1.3 at this point, $1.3 million trying to protect him. I've been able to keep him from being chemically castrated, but he's still dressed in a dress. He's taken to school. They're teaching him that he's a girl. His psychologist teaches him that a girl. The judge has admonished me in court and said that I have to accept my child for who she is. That's what she said about my son. And I told her, well, I don't have to do what you tell me to do with my children. I'm a fit parent and I get to make decisions about my children. And she put me under an illegal gag order to prevent me from running for political office, to change the laws. And this gag order actually makes this talk right here illegal. I'm violating the gag order by speaking to you right now. But I don't follow illegal mandates from government officials anymore.
What happens if a judge from a family court decides that he's going to enter in your home without a warrant? Take a look at this video.
Hey guys, I need you off my property, please. Hey, you ain't allowed on my property. The only ones allowed right now is the judge and the deputy. Step off the property. Yeah. Step off the property. Judge, can I ask you something real quick before we get started? Judge, can I ask you something before we get started? Can you come here? I ain't trying to have everybody else listen.
Well, Mr. Watkins will listen.
That's good. I'm asking you right now, I'm putting in a motion to recuse yourself because you're putting yourself in a witness capacity instead of a judiciary capacity. There's no search warrant. I need a list of everything that we're looking for.
You've got a list of everything that's worked for the
Not today.
order.
Not today. I don't know where someone was at.
Well, we're going to find
You got it?
Your motion's denied. It's not timely filed.
I need a search warrant. You won't get in my house without a search warrant.
Oh, yeah, I will.
And on that order, ma'am, it says swing. These are two separate purchases.
You can't argue with me while I'm doing this, okay?
Sorry. Order's the order.
I'll have to think about that because that's pretty permanent in. That's not bolted down.
It is bolted down, all four legs. It is absolutely bolted down. Yes, it is.
So I have to think about that.
Ma'am, step off. I don't need you in my land. Please go that way. Please go away.
She's entitled to be here. Now, you're either going to let me in that house or he's going to arrest you for direct. Are you recording this?
Yes, ma'am.
Take his phone. You're not allowed to record this.
Don't take my phone, sir.
Recording too. Turn off your phones. I'll take you to jail if you don't turn them off. Do you understand that? Yeah, put it up. Give him the phone or you're going to be arrested.
I can record on my land.
You cannot.
This is my land, ma'am.
I am the judge trying to effect equitable distribution.
Here.
We are having a hearing.
Okay, go on.
Now, you let me in that house, but he is going to arrest you for being in direct contempt of court.
I don't think the phone is off, Your Honor. I think it's off.
I just turned it off. Let's go.
Let
Come
the
on.
officer check the phone.
Oh, it was on.
It was on.
No, my phone's not off. It's on. The recording's off.
In this other video, you're gonna see a dad who actually went to the Florida Commission. He gave his speech in there, which was a very decent speech, where he relates his story, how he came home one day, he didn't have son, he didn't have his children, he didn't have his family, and then from there, he was fighting false allegations of everything as possible, and not being able to see his son, how the system was using against him. If you look at some other videos that I have, you'll be able to see it, how people use the government to be able to get custody of children. And take a look what this man has to say.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak about how the family law system has treated me and my perspective on fatherlessness. 7 years ago, I was married to who I thought was my best friend. We had 2 beautiful daughters, 5 and 7, and a lifestyle I was quite proud to provide for. One day when I returned home from work, I found that my house was empty of furniture and clothes, my family was gone, my dog was gone, our bank accounts were emptied of tens of thousands of dollars. My wife had run away without any warning or explanation, and like Kevin McAllister's experience in the movie Home Alone, my family simply disappeared. She hasn't spoken to me since, but after years of fighting in court and through state agencies, I now have my children every other week, and while everything may look okay now, it did not come easy. Despite having taken all of our money, I learned that my wife was using a legal aid service funded by public and private grants to zealously represent her while attempting to steal away my entire life. They even made multiple attempts to restrain me from my own children and my home. There was no domestic violence. My point is that services paid for with our tax dollars were weaponized against me, and in my story, this was only the beginning. Also worth mentioning, we talk about how legislation is actually applied. The legislation that one thinks would protect people from false allegations of domestic violence, the supposed third-degree felony, it's completely unenforceable, leaving the targeted parent to defend himself from the indefensible, blindsided, without similar legal support from public grants, and immediately assumed to be guilty before proven innocent. Today, I'm an advocate. I can safely say that my struggles with family courts, Florida courts, and court administration and government agencies have shaped my attitudes and hurled me into seeking greater understandings of their inner workings for myself, my children, and every other similarly situated family. I've experienced firsthand how unwilling the family law system is to demonstrate flexibility, schedule timely hearings, enforce orders, return phone calls, or otherwise share communication to share agency policies, and to seek clarity or correct misunderstandings. With impunity, I have seen judges, court administrators, agencies of the executive branch, and local governments misinterpret, ignore, or misapply laws, practices, parenting plans, and definitions for terms as simple as registering parent. I've witnessed it. Otherwise qualified members of the civil service shy away from answering questions about my children with, "It's inappropriate for me to answer your questions about your child, and you should hire an attorney." I have found myself being dismissed by these same civil servants when I attempt to explain the difference between legal information and legal advice, and why we're all entitled to legal information without the need for a lawyer. I can only guess how many actors in the family law system are willfully ignorant and refuse to consider or discuss reason, and as a result, how many children and their families are negatively affected. Regretfully, my story is a common one. Florida's family law system is a dumpster fire. There are federal and state-funded programs that intend to help children and families that have the effect of ripping families apart.
It is really sad when you wanted to be a good father or a good mother. Just like this man hasn't been able to see his children, and he has been fighting for over 3 years. False allegation and spending $1.3 million and not being able to see his children for 3 years. Guys, this is not the way to do things. This is not the way to do things. It's wrong. It's wrong for our American families. And if you are ignoring this because you are not married and you don't have problems in your marriage, so everything is okay with your life, you are not seeing the major catastrophe that is coming on our nation. The mass shootings, okay? That you have even children involved in those things. Have you seen the statistics? Have you seen what happened to those children? Okay? were there on the healthy family relationship with their mom and dad? Were they a victim of injustice through family court because of how the system is? Do you know about that? Do you know that a lot of the teenagers, they commit suicide, are teenagers that were involved in custody disputes between their parents through family court system? Do you know there's a lot of moms? Remember my other video, the mother lost her child. And it's not about, I see a lot of fathers saying, oh yes, father gets the worst. Yes, we acknowledge that. That a lot of times father gets a lot more injustice than mothers, but mothers get it too. Guys, what's going on? How can we put a blind in our eyes and we just ignore this whole thing happen? How can it be good fathers and good mothers out there losing their children because they have no power against the system that doesn't care? What it cares is about power and money. That is wrong, and it needs to be changed, guys. It needs to be changed. This is not right. Receiving injustice from a greater power, it's not a good feeling that anybody should sustain. And the children shouldn't be victims of that. They shouldn't be victims of that result. I'm going to show you another video where an American judge, he became someone who was overtaken by a greater power, by injustice. When he traveled to Brazil, he had some kind of a sexual relationship with some call girls, and then the two girls brought it in 2 individuals later that kidnapped him. So I'm not here to talk bad about judges, because there are a lot of good judges out there, but the system needs to be changed. It's not good. I mean, if I could talk to this judge who received the injustice that way, there was something that was more powerful than him, and he couldn't do anything. He was powerless. He was an American judge, powerless. If I could talk to him and then say, listen, can you imagine that the same feeling that you had, families, fathers and mothers, they received when their children are taken away from them? And we might not realize, and we might just ignore and let it go. Let the system continue to be what it is. But the results are mass shootings, dysfunctional adults, dysfunctional society. If we don't value our families and our children, it's the same thing of planting a seed where nothing good is going to grow out of that. And that's what's going to be our society. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will be putting other videos here of other things that happens to people without being in family court and being violated their rights. See you there.